Okay, so if we're going to do some naming with polyatomics, calcium hydroxide. So calcium is in family 2, so he's got 2 valence electrons, so he's going to be a positive 2. And hydroxide is a polyatomic that's located at the bottom of your periodic table where the common polyatomics are, and it's a -1. So if we look at this picture, calcium is going to give 2, and hydroxide can only take 1. So your chemical formula is going to be CaOH in parentheses 2. This is your chemical formula for the name calcium hydroxide. All right, so for this one, I gave you formula, so we're going to go to name. So we've got iron, and we have carbonate. Now, iron on the periodic table can be a +2 or +3, so we have to find out which one we used. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the picture here. Carbonate, it tells us there's 3 of them. So I'm going to draw it like this. Oops, that's big O, sorry. All right, carbonate can take 2. How do I know? That's what the periodic table on the polyatomics tells me. This tells me that there's 2 iron. So let's look. If we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrons being given, then that means this iron gave 3. This iron gave 3. This is iron Roman numeral 3 carbonate. Another way you could do it is if he's taking 2, there's 6 being taken. 6 being given means that the individual iron has to give 3. You could also do your reverse drop and switch. Remember, I'm saving it for last because it's not perfect all the time. It's kind of a last step effort. The 2 came from there. The 3 came from there. So iron 3 carbonate. It's calcium phosphate. So you're given the name. This time we're going to be doing the formula. So calcium's a +2 on our periodic table in family 2. Phosphate's a -3. So if we look at this, if phosphate can take 3, okay, and calcium can only give 2. All right, well, there's another calcium giving 2, which means we need another phosphate who's got to have 3 arrows coming in. So there's another calcium. So Ca3, PO4 in parentheses 2. Okay, the other way we could do this is the closest number that 3 and 2 have in common is 6. So it takes 3 calcium, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 2, and it takes 2 of the phosphates to get to the 6 electrons being taken. So your formula for calcium phosphate is Ca3PO42. All right, for our last one we're looking at here, we have the formula, we're going to go to the name. So I have cobalt. C2O4 is oxalate. Cobalt requires a Roman numeral. It could be a 2 or a 3. So this one, I take a look, and C2O4 can take 2, according to my polyatomics. If there's only 1 cobalt, that means cobalt 2 oxalate. Another way to do it is if oxalate takes 2, and there's only 1 oxalate. C2O4 is oxalate. There's not 4 of them. There's 1 of the C2O4. If there's 1 taking 2, that means this 1 cobalt gave 2. So cobalt 2 oxalate. There's a couple of quick tutorial videos there for your naming and formula writing with polyatomics.